I got to do something different like now.
So did you just go out and buy a bunch of equipment? Like, what did that process look like?
So my homegirl actually, I ran it by her first. I was like, what do you think about me being a DJ? Like, what do you think of that? And she's like, no, that's you. Like, you would 1000% be a dope ass DJ. Like, that's all you. Like, you're always singing. You're always the first one to hawks. Like, I mean, even when I was selling shoes, like they used to call me like a human iPod because I would just literally be singing just back and forth, just all in the back room, just singing all this types of stuff. So it's just like, that's what helped me like get through my day.
Nique The N Voice checking in live and direct. You know where you at. Tuned into SongLab Live. Today, we are with the infamous, the man, the myth, the legend, DJ Mixkid. Make some noise. Let the people know who you are and what you do, sir.
My name is DJ Mixkid. For those that don't know me, I'm from Chicago. I'm now here based in Phoenix. But I'm a dope ass DJ. I'm a dope person, dope individual. You know.
You could say that 3 million trillion times and it still wouldn't even be enough. Yeah. Chicago. I just realized that we have synergy with Chicago. But you from the West Side.
I'm from the suburbs, but I have family that is in the West Side. Yeah.
And in the Hundreds.
Yeah, well, I have a sister that has family. So yeah. Like I said, I won't claim the South Side. I tell people I'm too light skinned for the South Side. Don't mess with the South Side.
Well, how is that even possible? Because, okay, well, we're not going to get too hard.
My mom ain't had no business being on the South Side. She met somebody out there, and then, that's how my sister came about. So,
okay.
So that whole thing was,
And you are... How many brothers and sisters do you have? Like, what does that family dynamic look like?
I have two sisters. So I grew up with I didn't really know I didn't grow up on my dad's side or knew my father too much. But as far as my mom, we grew up, I had two younger sisters on her side.
Okay. You're the oldest. Talk to me about not only being the oldest, but being a boy. Like, do you feel like there was a lot of pressure that came with that?
Yes and no. My sisters were close, so I always felt like kind of like the outcast. Not the outcast, but like we're all kind of similar, close in age, probably about 6 years from me to my youngest sister.
What?
So so it wasn't a big age gap at all. But my younger sisters were definitely close. You know what I mean? They played Barbies. They played, you know what I mean?
You wasn't playing with Barbies.
Come on now, So for me, it was just like I was always with my friends. I was always out with my friends while those two were always together. You know what I mean? So it was never like a thing towards like I had to bring my sisters. You know what I mean? Because my mom knew we were doing boy things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was, she kind of let me be a boy.
So you never protected them? I always wanted a big brother because I'm also the oldest, but I've always, for some reason, wanted a big brother to be like, I'm going to call my brother.
Me and my sister were so close that we fought so much. So it was hard for me to kind of be, don't get me wrong, if something went down, it was always family over everything. You know what I'm saying? It was always that. Like, if we had to get down, we'll get down. But and she was always the first person I would call, like in terms of like, you know what I mean? If it was a female I was into it with, whatever the case is.
Now I'm gonna call my sister.
Oh yeah, no, my sister. I mean, I knew she knew how to fight because she used to whoop my ass sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So I knew she knew how to get down. So I
love that.
I knew that was the case, but no, my sister, we fought a lot. It was just very, very similar in age, and my sister was very. She just didn't play. So it was just, we got into it. And she has a strong personality. I have a strong personality. My mother has a strong personality.
I was going to say, we got to talk about Mama a little bit. We got to give Mama her flowers because you told me your dad
wasn't in the picture.
Yeah. So your mom was a single mom?
Single mom, pretty much, just doing it on her own. Yeah. I saw her just work from night to day, doing her thing. Yeah.
How do you deal with that? Because that's actually a nuance that I'm trying to navigate right now. Yeah. Obviously, I've been doing it for 19 years, for those of you who don't know. My oldest is 19, and I also have 3. So do you feel like there was ever a time where you're like, damn, I wish she was here more? Or because that's my internal struggle, just to be transparent.
You know what? I'll be honest, you know what I mean? There were times where my mom had to miss like certain football games, certain basketball games because she had to. But the thing is, my mom busted her ass to be there, and that's how I knew it was, it meant a lot to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She used to I knew what came with that. I knew what she had to move aside. I knew she had to take off work. I knew, you know what I mean? Because she used to work a 6 to 5 and then go and work she used to work 6 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon and then get off that and then do 6 to 12 at night at another job. Yeah. Yeah, at a restaurant.
What?
Yeah, so it was crazy. I'm telling you, it was
18-hour days.
Yeah, my mom's Superman, like Superwoman. I don't see.
Big shout out to Mama. We love Mama.
Seriously.
Big shout out to Mama.
Yeah, I don't see how she did it. But I saw what she did, and it showed me a lot. You know what I mean? And
talk to me about that, because right now you kind of have a nocturnal type of schedule as well. Yeah. Are you having 18-hour days? Like, what does a day in the life of DJ Mixkid look like? Because first of all, can I just give you your flowers? Because number one, every time I am at any event where everybody is at, yo ass is in the booth. Number one. Number two, then I'm also looking and you're at weddings and you're doing all this dope ass content too. Like, how do you find the time?
I'm just trying to stay relevant. Honestly, like I have to find the time. If I don't, I drown. You know what I mean? So it's just like, as an entrepreneur, as a hustler, as you know, I wish it was just DJing. I wish it was just it's not that. It's so much more than that. You know what I mean? So like you said, it's being in the right rooms. It's making the right connections. It's doing the right events. You know, so I don't have to just stay and worry about certain things, like certain clubs that, you know. There's a lot of BS that come with certain clubs and stuff like that. That's why
we're not gonna name no names, man, because we still like to get them contracts.
We can if I need to, because there's people that, you know, we can.
Oh, you can do whatever you want to do. This is the DJ Mixkid hour. We already, you was asking me questions. I'm like, it's about you always.
Even with that, it's like, you know what I mean? I appreciate it for giving me the opportunity, but it's just like, usually if something went left, it was because they went left. It wasn't because I went left.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I've always held up my end of the bargain. I've always been the type of person that's going to show up and show out.
For sure.
I mean, show up and show out.
Whether it's 2 people or 2,000.
Exactly. You know
okay, so a few different questions, and you get into it in any way that you want to. How did you make it here from Chicago? How long have you been doing this? And what's the biggest thing that you have done thus far? Because I feel like, for some reason, they're all intertwined.
Yeah. So when I first got here, I got here in 2017. So I've been here since 2017. And I wasn't a DJ at that point in time. I was just struggling, really just trying to figure it out. But what brought me out here was really the weather. I'll be honest.
Really?
Yeah. Chicago weather, if you've been in Chicago,
cold.
You know how it is. Yeah. And the winters are they're so bad to where it's like you'll want to leave.
Yeah, they're brutal. And then the summers are hot and sticky.
And so it's like you really only get a good solid 3 to 4 good months of good weather.
Yeah.
So it's like out here, you get 8 months versus, you know what I mean? So I had a friend who lived out here, and I would always come out here and visit her and her fiance. And I was just like, if I had to live anywhere else besides Chicago, I was like, it'd probably be Arizona. Because like the one thing I do love is Chicago. Like Chicago is, you can't find it anywhere. The culture.
I was going to say diversity.
Food, diversity. You know what I mean? Like I love everything about Chicago. So it's like, I'm always going to rep Chicago to the death of me, but I'll never live there again. It's never going to happen.
Ever?
I wouldn't mind having a condo. You know what I mean?
Okay.
There in some high rise.
Downtown?
Yeah, for sure. In a bougie area.
As
you know what I mean?
It gotta be.
It's like I got a door guy downstairs. You know what I mean? The whole, you know what I'm saying? I gotta come down 32 flights of stairs or 32, flights in an elevator.
I would like, so let's just manifest a little bit, because I would love a condo with my own elevator in it. That would be, on that power, power level.
Yeah. That'd be fine.
When that's what I want.
There's houses too. I mean, I've seen houses out here that have elevators.
My brother-in-law has a house that got an elevator in it. So I already know. Yeah, it's possible. Anything's possible.
Yeah. So like I said, I got out here 2017, and I was just trying to figure things out, and that's what brought me out here. I was just like, I was getting ready to either get my own apartment out there, or do it out here. I was single at the time. I just broken up with my ex at that time, and I was like, look, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it now.
Right.
I'm single. I'm gonna kive. I'm not married.
That's the best time, right?
To do it. And if worst case scenario, I don't like it in Arizona. I can come back. You know what I'm saying? I say that so much. I've been watching all my interviews, and I've just been watching the recaps, and I say, you know what I'm saying, so much. And my boy was just telling me, he's like, bro, you got to stop saying that so much.
It's okay. That's it's called a whisker word.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. And so anytime you say it, just hear your own bell. Like it's called an umbell.
I'm hearing it.
We call it an umbell. I used to be the concierge for a facilitation course. I have whisker words as well. So and always.
Y'all heard it here. That's my whisker word.
So don't say it no more. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying not to say it no more. But yeah, so 2017 I was here, and I would just come out here, visit, and the opportunity presented itself. So I was like, yeah, why not? Let's do it. So came out here. She actually, my homegirl flew out there We drove up here on a U-Haul, packed up all my stuff, put it on my car in a hitch.
Yep.
We did what, 24? I think it was 28 hours. We did 28 hours. We kind of
straight, or did you stop?
No, we stopped. We didn't drive. We didn't drive at night. We just drove during the day because I didn't know what I was in for in terms of like the mountains and all that. Because driving down those mountains, it was scary.
And also, I don't know how big of a U-Haul you had, but I've driven a U-Haul from Montana to Chicago with my car hitched on the back.
And you feel that weight.
Getting gas is so. It made me so nervous, like making sure that you're turning with the trailer.
And then it's like, too, you have to like adjust with the weight. So it's like we're going downhill. It's almost like you're not even pressing the gas. You just have to brake.
You're on the brake the entire time.
Yeah, so it's scary because you have to anticipate that weight behind you.
Yeah.
So you don't want to stop too fast. So yeah, we learned that, but we got here safely. It was like 2 days, and then I was hungry. I was hungry when I got here. I was. So
what did you do? 10 toes down. You're in Arizona. Did you already have a place out here?
Yeah. So my homegirl, her girlfriend's mother rented me a room.
Okay.
So it's just for a couple months, but I knew 2 people. My other homegirl that was out here, she was actually, I think it was like somewhere far. It was somewhere far out there.
Okay.
I don't know if it was, I forgot where it was, but she was moving to Phoenix, Scottsdale area, and I was looking to get out of her house,
right.
I was in, her house, so that wasn't the move, obviously.
Right.
It was just a temporary spot, but shout out to her for,
big shout out to the A1 day ones.
No, seriously, it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be out here, but that's where I got my start, and then we ended up getting an apartment, me and my homegirl, in Scottsdale, and I was a waiter at that time. So I did a bunch of just different things. I through my journey of working in adult life, I didn't try a lot of just different jobs, trying to see what fits. Trying to figure out what works, what didn't work. I worked at a shoe store, so I was a sneakerhead for a long time. Okay. I worked at a Finish Line, so I was always that guy who was, selling you the shoes, trying to sell you the insoles and the cleaners when you came in. I was a beast with it, though, So 9 times out of 10, you were leaving with something extra.
You're gonna leave with something.
Shoelace. I don't care if it was a shoelace. You were leaving.
So do you only get commission on the extra stuff? Is that how it works? It
wasn't even really commission. It was just more. I was a manager. I worked my way up to a manager. So that was my whole thing. Is like I wanted to get to a manager standpoint. Really, my whole thing is like I hate being told what to do. So it's like I would much rather want.
We are very much alike.
Yeah, I would much rather want to be the telling people what to do versus the So I learned management. I learned customer service. Got a good sense of that. And then I got into an MLM company.
Okay.
And that really got me like conditioned. So as I had made my transition over here to Arizona, that's what I was doing full time.
Got it.
I was really heavy into. That's where my dreams were, my hopes were, my goals were.
So for people that don't know what MLM is, explain that.
It's a multi-level marketing. Multi-level marketing is what it stands for.
Okay.
So a lot of people refer to them as those pyramid schemes. That's what a lot. But it's like I always just tell people it's like.
But if you in it, it's an MLM.
It's MLM, exactly. So that's what it was. But I credit that because that's what got my mind conditioned to. I feel like finding DJing because I don't feel like in the place I was in, I was in such a not a dark place, but I was a struggling place, a low place to where it was like I was trying to figure things out. I think that got my mind conditioned to the point where it's like, all right, I can breathe. You don't have to stress out. You don't have to freak out. You don't just have to go scrambling and go to something.
Doing anything just to make that
freak out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't have to do that. So think about what you truly
survival.
I was that's what it was. It was survival. I was in survival mode. And that's what helped me with that. But I did 7-8 years of straight conditioning, personal development, going to seminars, going to meetings, getting trained. You know what I mean? And I was doing 4 national events around the nation, and then we would do like I think it was like 8 throughout the year regional events. So it was just we were constantly going to these seminars, constantly working on ourselves, and I didn't realize it was just really getting my mind conditioned.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, for what I am now today,
right?
Where it is now today.
That's what I was gonna say. Between that and the customer service, like being in the service industry, that has to translate very well to not only providing an experience, but also on the back end, I'm sure you have to do a lot of your logistics as a DJ.
Yeah. I'm not just
everything.
I'm the businessman, the marketer,
the content creator,
everything.
Okay, so how did we get into like What pushed you into DJing?
So I was so pissed off at the job that I was working at.
We love this. We love that motivation.
It was just, I knew I couldn't do it anymore. I was to the point where I was really ready to swing off somebody in the place that I was working. So I was working at a restaurant, and it was just for money. You know, I knew that wasn't the end goal. But yeah, no, it was just, I wasn't dealing with. I literally walked out on my shift and I burnt that bridge, and I was like, I'm not doing this shit anymore. I'll go do something illegal before I do this. You know what I'm saying? It's I'm good off.
Cover your ears, Mom. Cover your ears.
It didn't have to come to that, but yeah, no, I was done with it. So at that point, like I said, I was trying to really figure it out. I was like, all right, what can I do? So I really started to have a really talk with the inner MixedKid. And I was like, you know what I mean? If you could do anything, bro, like what would you do? Now's your time to do it. You finally, or you're in a place to where it's like you're in your, if you could live anywhere else, this is where you said you would live.
Right.
I mean, you're in a restart position to where it's like, if you can do anything, you can do it right now.
Right.
You know what I mean, I'm somebody that's always going to bet on myself. You know what I mean? I know.
I love that for you.
I ain't gonna say you know what I mean. I'm somebody that's gonna bet on myself for sure, but I just had to know that what I was getting into, I can get passionate about, because I knew if I can get passionate about whatever I was doing,
you have sustainability.
The money's gonna come.
Yeah,
I wasn't really worried about, like I say, I was trying not to make it about the money, and I think a lot of times what happens with people is they get into this position to where you're in your survival mode, and you just take anything that comes your way.
Yeah.
To where it's like, I'll just take anything.
Yeah.
And I wasn't thinking like that. I was thinking like, I got to do something I can get passionate about. So if I can get passionate about it, I'm good there. So that's why I started thinking like, what would I actually just want to do? You know, so that's where I started thinking. I was like, nightlife would be dope. You know what I mean? I was like, it would be dope to just, throw events and make money off of that.
Yeah.
You know? But I was thinking in my head, I was like, I don't want to be a promoter. I don't want to be a bartender.
You know what I mean? Right.
I didn't want to do any of that. I didn't want to do security. I did some security in Chicago. I saw what came with that. I was like, I'm not paying you that.
Yeah.
I'd seen some crazy shit.
I'm sure you have.
As a security guard, but I knew I didn't want to do any of that. So I was like, DJing. I was like, that would be dope. I was like, if I could really pull that off, that would be fun.
So what year are we in right now? Because you came out here in 2017. This 2019?
2017 still.
You're still in 2017?
This was in a mess. So
it's just a few months where you were like,
moved here,
this is ridiculous.
I had lived with my homegirl's mom for 3 months.
Okay.
It was 3 months. After 3 months, I was out. We had got the crib. We had got the apartment. Me and my homegirl, and we were in a townhouse in Scottsdale. And then I was working at a place called Brio, an Italian restaurant downtown Scottsdale. And it had to have been like 5-6 months me being here that I really found.
That's amazing.
I was just like, all right, cool. I'm gonna do something different. I gotta do something different like now.
So did you just go out and buy a bunch of equipment? Like, what did that process look like?
So my homegirl actually, I ran it by her first. I was like, what do you think about me being a DJ? Like, what do you think of that? And she's like, no, that's you. Like, you would 1000% be a dope ass DJ. Like, that's all you. Like, you're always singing. You're always the first one to hawks. Like, I mean, even when I was selling shoes, like they used to call me like a human iPod, because I would just literally be singing just back and forth, just all in the back room, just singing all this types of stuff. So it's just like, that's what helped me like get through my day. Yeah. And I mean, I never really realized how much I resonate with music.
I was just going to ask, where does that come from? Where do you think your love of music comes from?
I mean, just everything that because music really brings me back to certain places. So
yeah.
Just like, even as it's like when I hear like certain R&B music, or even like when I hear like, for instance, like you said, like I do a lot of different events. So I can pull from, you know what I mean, different crowds and different events. Like I have a whole, that's where the mix comes in. I have a black side, I have a white side. So like I grew up in certain areas, in certain places that a lot of other people didn't. So it's like I got to see and hear, and you know what I mean? And so I'm able to pull from a lot of that. So that's, for me, is like, that's, I think, what resonates with me, is that like it's able to bring me back to certain places in my life to where it was just like, oh yeah, like I remember.
It's a nostalgia thing for you. I also think that as 80s babies, we're very blessed with the mixture of like MTV, VH1, BET, all of that was just on TV for us. And being from a metropolitan area, you just had it, like you turn on the radio and you might hear Blink 182 because that's what was popping. You might hear Red Hot Chili Peppers. You might hear Ja Rule. You might hear Biggie. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think like our era, like that 90s, early 2000s era, was very eclectic, because we also have, our parents are in that Motown phase. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm also mixed too, but I'm mixed with Trini and white. Yeah. And so I definitely have my country, my white country side.
Turn up. They turn up.
I mean, my last name is my hype is in my DNA, so for sure.
About that, yeah. Yep.
People always be like, "How are you still going? Like, how many events did you have today?"
Yeah, no, seriously. Just, I mean, from I've been watching a lot of Kai, and I found out he was like Trini. I think he's Trini Haitian or something like that. So his energy's on like another level.
Yeah,
I could see like you got that energy for sure. It's dope.
So we decided we're gonna be a DJ.
Yep.
And we just did it.
Yeah. Like I said, I ran it by a couple friends, and they gave me the confidence to pretty much push forward with it. And she was like, "I'll help you do it. I know you don't got the money right now to necessarily do it, but I'll help you. You know what I'm saying? Get it going."
Big shout out. Who is this angel? This earth angel.
We ain't gonna give her no shout outs because we ain't cool no more. It's crazy because a lot of these people I don't even talk to anymore.
Okay, so I'm in a season of understanding that everybody can't go. Every season has a reason, though. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy because it's funny because a lot of these people that we've been talking about,
they are non-existent.
Yeah, I mean, from even my OG, you know what
I
mean? I'm not saying she's not non-existent, but there's just we're in a place right now to where it's better we're not speaking. You know what I mean? So it's just like it sucks. You know what I mean? But it's just like I understand where I'm at in my life, and like you said, I'm in a place of growth.
Yeah,
growth. I'm about to be married. I'm about
Congratulations, by the way. Big okay. Can we shout out the wifey though?
Yeah, we
the
definitely
wifey.
shout her out. Shout out my baby. Shout out my honey, Nadia. That's my rib right there.
What does she do?
What doesn't she do is the better question.
I love that answer.
What doesn't she do? It's she pulls a lot out in me, and that's what I love about her is that she's a creative all the way in every sense of the word.
Her aura, let me just say, because we've been in a lot of the same spaces for the last probably like 6 months. I feel like we've become acquainted, maybe even less than that.
Yep.
Maybe even less than that. Maybe like 3 or 4 months.
I would say the past 3.
Yeah, 3 or 4 months. And I think it was Spin Room where I saw her for the first time. Because what's the event that you do at Spin Room?
Crowd Control.
And that's coming up again, but it's not going to be at Spin Room because there's a pool involved, and there's no pool in Spin Room, right?
No.
Are we bringing the little baby pools in there or what?
This is a whole nother location we're doing it, and we're just really just changing it up, just more or less just because the heat's here.
Yeah,
we're in July, so like why not do a pool party?
So I saw her at Crowd Control. I think we were doing like 2000s throwback was the theme, and I was like, who is that baddie? Because not only is she beautiful, but I just feel like I just saw her like floating. I feel like she just floats around a room.
The thing about her is like I love about her. She's a girl's girl. You know,
I can tell.
She really is about the women. She really don't mess with guys like that.
Yeah.
And that's what's dope about her. And I feel like a lot of women out here these days are very catty. It's more like yo, and you know what I mean.
Right.
Not a girl.
Hating. They're hating.
They're not a true girl's girl. They say it, but they're not a true. And she.
Oh, believe me, we have experience.
Yeah, so it's just like so she's really that type of person. And like I said, she's just very soft spoken, just very easy to talk to.
Yeah.
She's just one of those people you can talk to about anything, and that's what I mean. She's like that.
And that's obviously why you locked it down. So congratulations again. Who's gonna DJ the wedding?
That's what everyone asks me. That's literally the $1 million question. So my dog Take Two, Tyre. So it's I tell a lot of people it's not just the DJ. So not only is he a fire DJ, but it's like I know he can handle everything else too that comes with the wedding. Because a lot of people don't understand what comes with the wedding. So we have
top 5. I wish I would have known before I got into the wedding industry. For you, what is it? Like, I wish I would have known this before I DJ'd my first wedding. Ooh, top 5.
Okay. Definitely. Well, my first wedding I bombed, so it was a very bad wedding.
Why?
Company. I messed up everything. I wasn't prepared. So the first thing is like be prepared. You have to be overly prepared for a wedding.
Okay.
That's not something you can just think you're gonna hop into.
Right.
And just do. It's not gonna happen.
Right.
So that would be the first thing I would say. The second thing I would say is don't skip trying to go through the motions. Don't skip trying to overstep the learning curve.
Got it.
Through that.
Got it.
The only way through is through.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And the only way to learn these mistakes is by going through those mistakes and learning from them. So that's what makes a good DJ from a great DJ, especially when it comes like to the wedding industry.
Yeah.
You had to have gone through a lot of mistakes and trip up a lot of different things because now you know exactly what to look for.
Yeah.
So those are like some of the top 2 for sure. 3, I would say now what I'm learning is it's all about your relationships with your planners. So now that I have my solid relationships with my
like your
planners.
day of, the wedding coordinator.
Yeah. But I mean, even that for us, that's our lifeline. So for me, that's where all my referrals come from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, are my planners that I've worked with. And
Yeah.
because we've done so many great weddings together.
Because you probably make their job easy.
Exactly.
And you want to make their job easy. I used to run a boutique event space, so I'm very familiar with the weddings and the fiascos because I was the venue person.
Okay.
I was the one who, low key, I kind of have to prepare couples when they come in. Like, did you think about this? Because
no, well, that's what you guys are there for. That's what.
Did you think about this? Because I want to make
for.
my job easier. So I want to make sure that even if your budget is only $1,500, that you make that $1,500 stretch the furthest it can.
Yep. Yeah. No, I mean that's really what we're all there for as wedding professionals, is to let that client know, like, hey, listen, think about this, think about that. We've been through this. We understand this is your first time planning a wedding, hopefully.
But even if not, no judgment, no judgment,
right.
no
Even
judgment.
if not, you know what I mean? This isn't our first rodeo. You know, like me, I tell people, like, I've DJ'd well over 300 weddings.
Damn.
Yeah, so that's my bread and butter. That's, a lot of people think it's like they see me in the scene. And I just do that just more or less so I can just stay relevant, I guess. And just kind of, you know, spin the stuff I like spinning, because, you know, wedding stuff is more catered to the couple. You know, it's always catered to them. You know what I mean? Which I love doing still, but it's not necessarily always my cup of tea in music. And that's why I do all the events and the club stuff, and you know, so yeah. But like I said, meeting with the coordinators, that's another one. That's what I'm learning right now. Is just, that's my lifeline. That's my everything. So I've got really good relationships to where now I've got the business coming in. Don't be afraid to gamble on yourself.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Don't be afraid to like take that chance and just, you know what I mean, say yes and just go for it. Cause I feel like that's the first step. Yeah. It's just saying, hey, I'm gonna go for it. You know, I feel like it's everyone's scariest thing, is taking that jump and seeing. Of course it is. Come down.
Of course it is.
Yeah. So I would just say, you know, give yourself that little push. And then the last thing is invest in yourself, whatever that is. Whatever it is. You know, that's big. Because that was the one thing I did that really got me going, was I had the equipment first. I didn't necessarily know what the hell I was doing, but I had the equipment and I was like, I'm gonna figure this out. So because that equipment was sitting there, I'm like, looking at this, I got to figure this out. Yeah. So looking at it at a DJ board, it's like, it looks like a matrix code. You don't know, what does this button do? What does that button do? What is it? You know what I mean? So now that I've learned it, and I don't think I would have learned any of that had I would have not had the equipment there and invested in myself. Yeah. Those are probably top 5.
Top 5. Okay. How about top 3 for a couple when they're looking for a wedding DJ? Like, what should they be looking for other than their name being DJ Mixkid? Because that's number 1, 2, 3 to 5,000.
Really somebody you can click with. You know, I think that initial call when you have with your DJ, you definitely need to have some type.
You do discovery calls?
What does that mean? Discovery call?
Like, you're like your first call. Like I call them discovery calls. Like before I actually take a client on, I want to make sure there's alignment.
Yeah, I mean, I 1,000%. I have to because I want to figure out if we're aligned, if we have that, if we connect. You know what I mean? There's been brides where I get off the phone where I'm telling my fiance, like, honey,
I don't want to do it.
I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be worth it. You know, I really don't. But yeah, definitely see if that DJ aligns with you for sure. You know what I mean? And what was the question again? One more time. Sorry.
Just the top 3 when a couple is actually looking for the DJ.
Looking for the DJ. So that's the first thing, is definitely make sure you have that conversation. Make sure you're able to talk to a real person. Don't just go into a company and have a company hire your DJ and then have them send out DJs. I actually started with a company like that. So yeah, like once we get into like the story of how I did, that's how I got into weddings with a company. But yeah, I would say talk to a real person. Talk to somebody who's actually going to be at your event or at your wedding. That's the first thing. Second thing is make sure they have equipment. Make sure they have their own setup. Make sure they have some type of website. Make sure they have some type of credible sources. Yeah. Whether it's Google, whether it's a planner that referred them, you know what I mean? It's got to be some type of credible sources, not just a friend. Hey, yeah, my cousin DJ's weddings. No, don't ever go with the cousin that DJ's wedding. Ever. Please save yourself the headache. Save yourself the horror story of saying my wedding ended up like this. Yeah. You hire a professional. I just feel like with that day, that's a day you don't want to cheap out. Yeah. That's the one day you don't want to.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like if you only have $1,500, like let's make sure that you spend that money the right way.
Yeah. And I don't know how the hell you're going to do a wedding for $1,500.
Well, I'm not talking about, I'm talking about like maybe between the DJ and a day of coordinator. And
it's crazy how much I've spent on my wedding. And I have like all the I'm getting friends and family discounts because I know all the vendors.
Of course, you're in the industry.
But even then, it's a luxury. I'll tell you that it's a privilege. I feel blessed to be able to even, because this has been the most expensive thing I've ever had to do.
Well, and you're only going to do it once. So.
Well, yeah, 1,000%. You know, I was literally telling my fiance that the other day. I was like, you know, you may not be my first, but you're definitely my last. Like, and I love that.
I love that.
Like, maybe my last everything.
So when is y'all's date?
10/23/25 is what we landed on. So it's on a Thursday.
Oh, so it's coming up.
Yeah, dude, we're 4 months out.
How do you feel?
Yeah, good, great. I mean, I'm not nervous about it. Like, it's nothing like cold feet or anything. It's just more just making sure everything's good. You know what I mean? We have the right vendors, which was the main thing. We wanted to make sure we had the right vendors in play. So with that being said, we know the day's gonna go great.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be epic.
So somewhere along the line, you end up with a wedding DJ company or just a DJ company in general?
Yep. So when I was back in 2017, when I got the equipment, at that point, I had to figure out how to use it.
Yeah.
So I was on YouTube really paying for tutorials that I saw that DJs were, you know, they have these DJ tutorials and they have courses that you can subscribe to and pay for and all that. So that's what I was doing at first. And then
and you already said always invest in yourself.
I was already willing.
It makes sense.
I was doing that already 7 years because I was going to events. I was paying $300 for a seminar, you know what I mean? So I was that was the least of my worries. I was just figuring out how I'm going to learn it. You're going to really figure it out and be good at it, you know? So then I had saw a ad on Craigslist, and that kind of shows my age a little bit, but Craigslist, it was an ad and it said, there's an ad that basically said it was by this company called Vox DJs, and
I feel like I've heard of them.
They're out here. They're a company. It's a company out here. It's a wedding-based company out here, and they started in LA, but then they transitioned and started an office out here.
Okay.
Now they have DJs out here that do some stuff, but yeah, they're basically just like, look, we'll train you and pay you and teach you how to DJ. So I was like, you'll pay me and teach me how to DJ.
Yeah,
I'm paying for it right now, right? You know what I mean? I was already paying for it, so I was like, yeah, definitely sign me up. So got involved with it. I didn't really know what type of DJing it was, but they showed me the professional and corporate side and wedding side of DJing, and that's what opened my eyes to just another side of DJing. To where like, all right, bet I can really turn this into something. You know what I mean? To where it's like you can really make some real good money with this.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, okay, now I can really see some outs. You know what I mean? I can really see this working. So that's when I got invested with the company. That company, I was with that company probably for like 5 years.
Okay. I
want to say. So from 2017 to, what would that have been?
22?
Yeah, probably 22, 23, I want to say. Because we're in what?
25.
I've been with my fiance for 4 years. Somewhere around there. Yeah, it had to have been around. I'm just trying to get the timeline right.
Yeah.
It had to have been around there, like 4 or 5 years I was with that company. They have a thing to where they rent out certain DJs. So when you go with that company, and this is why I say don't necessarily go with a company like this, because what happens is you'll talk to a sales consultant, and then they're just going to send out any DJ. You're not going to get a chance to really connect with your DJ. They're just going to send out somebody to where it's like, hey, you know, I'm looking for this type of vibe for my wedding. Oh, cool, we have this person, or this person, or this person. You know what I mean? They'll send you a profile on 3 different DJs. They think you know what I mean?
With,
and it's not the best, I'll be honest. But with that being said, they have tiers on how they rent out their DJs. So they say, hey, for this price, you can get this type of DJ. He's more on this type of level. There's this type of DJ. He's done X amount of events.
Interesting.
This type of DJ is this price. So I worked my way to the top of the compensation plan with that company. And with that, you had to have done...
Per usual.
Yeah. With that, you had to have done over 300 weddings or events with them. So... But at that point, they cap you. You can only make so much with them. So at that point, I found out pretty much what I was worth.
And you said, fuck it all.
I'm good. Yeah.
So that was about 3 years ago? 3 years ago?
That was probably about 3 years ago. Three years ago.
So where are we at in the journey now? Like, what's that big picture goal look like for you?
End goal or goal right now?
Both.
End goal. I mean, it's
because we've already been manifesting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's so many end goals for MixedKid, in my DJ. there's things I want to get done, obviously, like, and then I have 2 years, 5 years, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All different types of goals. But like I said, I'm getting married. So like there's things I want to happen before I settle down, have kids, be
Yeah.
dad, you know, all that
Yeah.
stuff. So I definitely want to be a big name artist,
Okay.
DJ.
Okay.
So I want to be on tour with a DJ or with an artist. So that's gonna be.
Do you have any particular artists that you want to look for, or are you looking to bring somebody up?
Doesn't really matter. I mean, as long as we can create something together. Like I said, I love when creatives can come together and create some magic. So I work with a lot of different creatives to create different things and different events. So however that comes. You know, I just hope that they can match. We can match energies. You know what I mean? The energy matches, because
alignment has to be there.
Yeah, you know what I mean. That's just the main thing. But I mean, there's a lot of dope artists I would work with. You know, and be more than happy. You know.
Yeah.
It's a privilege.
So on tour.
Yeah, one of those, or doing a Rolling Loud Lollapalooza. That's
oh
for sure.
Yes.
Gotta rock like a crowd like that. So those are like two big goals. And then for me, it's just elevating the wedding game. You know what I mean? I've created a space in the wedding space for myself to where it's like now I'm in that premium level to where it's like I'm one of the higher end DJs.
Yeah.
And it's not just like, it's a luxury to have us for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I do we do a lot of things different, to where it's like we're bringing different experiences to your wedding, to where now I do like a DJ sax combo, to where that's fire. Yeah. So
what?
Actually, tomorrow we're gonna be at Westgate on the big stage in Westgate.
Okay.
Yeah. We just filmed for the news this morning for it. Yeah.
I saw that.
I think it was Good Morning America. I think it was. Yeah. So it was dope. Yeah.
I love how everybody literally is so transparent around me, like transparent and modest, like so modest.
I appreciate
it. Did you just say that you were on Good Morning America?
They said it's like an outlet of Good Morning America. So I guess like they only report like the family stuff. So they don't do any like the bad stuff. But yeah, she said it's like an outlet of Good Morning America or something like that. I don't watch it. I'll be honest.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's huge.
It's crazy because it came full circle, because it's like that MLM company I worked for. We used to come out to events.
Don't tell me any lying.
At a convention center that we literally just filmed everything at.
What?
So yeah, I was literally there before I even knew I was gonna
be there. Yeah.
It's crazy. It came full circle. It literally did.
So take the word crazy out of your vocabulary, because it's always going to be alignment.
It's true.
It's always going to be alignment. I took the word crazy out of my vocabulary probably 2 years ago. So anytime I want to say it's crazy, I'm just like, that's alignment.
It's alignment.
And I just have to be grateful for it.
Yeah.
Good Morning America is big.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you. Thank you.
That's huge.
And like I said, tomorrow we're performing on the big stage, so they're gonna have us in the middle. Like the stage is huge. Like so they're doing
Westgate's huge.
Yeah. So we're doing a whole performance.
Please send me that so that I can get it out to the network.
It's something you can bring out to you if you're on that side. It's family friendly. You can come with the kids.
Yeah, for sure.
And then they got the fireworks after, so it's gonna be.
That's huge. Yeah. Congratulations. Thank you. Okay, so I know we don't have a lot of time, but is there anything in particular that you wanted to talk about? Because I know you have a couple other ventures some other spaces that you're venturing into as well.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm throwing my own events now. You know what I mean? So that was one thing I kind of started doing, just because I was really tired of like the clubs and just what it was doing. One, there's a lot of BS that comes with clubs. So it's just like, if you're in that space, you understand what I'm talking about. I'm gonna get into it, but I was just tired of what I was seeing, what I was experiencing. So I was just like, let me create something else. Let me do something that I want to do. And really give the city a sense of who I am and what I can bring as a player. It took a while, because I knew I always wanted to have my own event. I just wanted to have the right pieces in play, and I'm never gonna half-ass something. So for me, it was never gonna happen until now. You know what I mean? I understand that now, because now it's like I have the right pieces in play. You know,
and the resources and the credibility, the stature, right?
All that. You know, so even before, like I remember when I first wanted to get into it, I wanted to throw events, but I didn't have any credibility. I didn't know who I was. I didn't have any type of, so I think my name definitely holds some weight, just because I do good work, I do good business, I show up, I show out. I have good relationships with people, you know what I mean? No one in the city can say I ever fucked them over, did them dirty, you know what I mean? So like I said, I feel like that holds some weight, so with that being said, I try to use my resources to my abilities. So with that, I was able to form a team to really help me get my events off and going.
I love that for you.
My team really helps me in terms of like everything I do. You know what I mean? Because it's not just me. It looks like it's just me, but it's not. You know, when you walk into one of our events, you're seeing the difference. You know, and that's what I wanted. I wanted my event to feel different. I wanted it to be. I didn't want it to feel like a club event. I didn't want it to feel like another event you could just find anywhere else. Like, no, crowd control
an
is something.
experience.
Exactly. I was like, crowd control is an experience. It's genuinely an experience, and the only way to experience it is to go. And that's really what it is. But what I've heard from it, the feedback has just been it's been dope. That's what keeps me.
That's your motivation.
Yeah, that's what keeps me doing more and more, because it's like, yo, like, when's the next one? Like, this is dope. And what I noticed is that we created a space for people to where you feel equal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Most times when you're going to a lot of places and a lot of spaces that you go to, you're in sections and you have like the dance floor. And a lot of times even being on the dance floor, it's like, if you're not in a section, you really feel kind of like a lame.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, people don't dance like that anymore.
Yeah.
That it's all about, you know, whose section is what. And when you're in a section, it's like, you know, fuck this section. It's about my section.
Right.
We got the baddest bitches. We got the best bottles. We got
here comes another bottle. Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, now it's a competition. So it's not really about having fun anymore. It's not really about networking, you know. So my events are really about that. We're really putting high influencers in the room. And these people that may look up to you or look at you or put you on a pedestal, they can come up to you now and say, hey, you know what, I look up to you. You know,
they're watching.
Yeah, you
they're
know what I mean?
watching.
But now when you're in this room with these people, it's dope, because now you can come up to a Nique or a DJ MixedKid or a Nadia Monique and say, hey, you know what, I actually follow you, I really like your work.
Yeah.
When you're in the club, you can't do that.
You can't
go to their section.
Yeah.
They're gonna look at you crazy. You
right.
Their section.
Right.
You can't do that. You know what I mean? So here, it's you feel equal. You know what I mean? You're on the same level as everyone else. And with that, with my events, I'm going up to everyone and I'm, hey, what's up? You know, my name's DJ MixedKid. I appreciate you coming out. You know what I mean? People that you go to their events out here, they're not doing that. You don't know who runs the events. You don't know who, you know what
this is I know this all too well, and that's why I'm like, the fact that we have only been in the same space for 3 months.
That's what's tripping me out a little bit too.
Because we're literally like, our strategies are very, very similar, and just how we are, who we are, and just encompassing, right? Like creating that space for people to be transparent, to be themselves, to come as you are. Wear something that you know that you didn't even know you could fit in it no more, but you better get that shit out the closet because it look good.
You know what I'm happy is that baggy's back in. I ain't gonna stop. I done went and got a whole 2000s, like I redid my whole wardrobe, and like I wish I still had my fits back in the day from like high school and all that, but yeah, I'm tired of the skinnies. I'm so happy that baggy's back in finally.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few people who never let it go, so they happy to.
I let it go and I'm back, and I'm happy.
He said, "I'm back, baby."
It. We doing it.
Okay, so we got crowd control. Do you have any other events that you're looking to do? I know y'all be streaming, but I think that's part of crowd control, right?
Yeah. So streaming is like my next avenue that I'm gonna get into, like heavy. I'm gonna really like take a huge dive into streaming. So I have the one thing is like I have all the equipment and I have like the space to do it. So it's just the only thing that's stopping me is just me. You know what I mean? So it's just a matter of just me doing it. So
it's your perfectionist.
That's what it is. I don't want to try anything before it's like perfect. You know what I mean? So but yeah, no, that's definitely the next thing. And that's really kind of what crowd control was. It's a live DJ experience to where it's like you can come in, you can see the DJ, you can turn up with the DJ, you can really be on live stream with the DJ, and these people on live stream can get a sense and a feel on if you're not there and what it's like to be there. Yeah. So that's what
to give them FOMO.
Yeah.
Instantaneous FOMO.
Well, that, and you know what it is? It's gonna help us really get not just Arizona. We don't just want Arizona about it. So it's like when you're thinking on a bigger scale, that's when you're thinking like, you know what I mean? I want to be able to shop crowd control in other states, in other cities, in other countries, in other regions.
One thing that we do here at the Hype Network, I know we're at SongLab Live, but this is the Hype Network as well. We speak in affirmations. Okay. So it's not I want to. Okay. We are going to. Okay. Between us,
I'm with that.
SongLab, like we already have. You already have ties in Chicago. I also have ties in Chicago. I have LA. I have Vegas. I have Miami. I have Boston. I have all of the PNW. Okay. So we can make it happen. Canada.
It can happen.
Like it's happening.
Well, the thing is like it's funny because the more and more I get involved with my events, it's like the more people I add to the team, and that's what's dope, is to see it grow.
It's always the power of collaboration.
And that's what I've noticed is like one thing my homie, his name's Weasel, he told me, he's like, if you want to make it bigger than you, it's got to be bigger than you.
Period.
If you want to make it bigger,
say it again for the people in the back.
You know what I mean?
Say it again for the people.
When I realized that, I was like, okay, I got to add different DJs. I got to add different elements. I got to make it bigger than just DJ Mixkid. And that's why my second event, I had a couple of the DJs on there.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out them, Hood Baby, T Fam. You guys.
We love Hood Baby, and T Fam did his thing.
They snap.
Yes.
I'm a fan of them. So like, I'm only gonna have good DJs on my event. You know what I mean? So.
So these are monthly events. Like, what's the cadence, or
maybe a month and a half? You know what I mean? Because I don't want to because you got to think as soon as
never oversaturate.
And I don't want to oversaturate, and then it's like it's overwhelming too. It's a lot to put on these events, so it's like you got to think as soon as the event's done. If you do a month out, it's like time for the next one.
Oh yeah, we already know.
Yeah, so I don't do that to myself anymore because I don't want to burn myself out. So I give myself like a month and a half, but it is something to where it's like you look forward to it. Like give it a month and a half, maybe 2 months.
Yeah, you always want to leave people wanting more, especially when, if it's only 2 or 3 hours and it's not something where it's like 5 or 6 hours. People get tired, they end up leaving. Like, you want to do short sets. It's kind of like, you come in, you give them a little taste, and then you're out to the point where they're like, wait a minute, I was just talking to him, where'd he go?
Yeah. And I'm telling you, Nique, this next one's going to be like fire. Like,
okay, well, send me the details for that. I need to know. Yeah. Do you want to tell us some of the elements?
Yeah, I mean, just in terms of production alone.
Okay.
Production alone, you're going to really feel like a Vegas pool party.
Oh, I love that.
Arizona. So
what venue are we at?
We're at the Pemberton. So
I love the Pemberton.
Yeah, so Pemberton's already dope in itself.
Yeah.
But just the elements I'm adding in terms of production, because I have a lot of production. Not to mention I partnered up with a lot of people. So
yeah.
I partnered up with DJ Dario. He's helping out. He has a whole production company, which is helping us bring that Vegas nightclub feel to
I love it.
We partnered up with a whole bunch of different vendors that are going to be adding just different elements. We're going to have mocktails from Alkaline Activated.
Oh, I love that.
Yep. So that's going to be fire. We're doing giveaways. We're doing grab bags for VIP members. We actually just confirmed. Well, actually, fingers crossed. It's 90.
We speak in affirmations. It's
98%, but we're going to have it. Like Nique said, we're going to have these. So we're just going to say it. NBA Youngboy tickets, 2 NBA Youngboy tickets. Yep, we're gonna be doing a giveaway with 2 NBA Youngboy tickets, and then we got 2 Ice Cube tickets as well.
That's what's up.
We got Shop Crystals. She made a dope jersey, Chris Brown jersey.
That's what's up.
She's doing a giveaway. We got Modern Rockstars partnered up with
us.
He's doing a glasses giveaway and some merch.
Dang, y'all got the list is listing.
So, I mean, there's a lot of people in terms. There's gonna be live broadcasting, live interviews. Nique, if you want to pull up and do some interviews, let me know.
I mean, you ain't saying nothing but a word. I was wondering when I was gonna come into the picture, but
we're gonna have a whole section for broadcasting and interviews. So
I love it.
Just pulling people off. Just hey, you want to do an interview really quick? We can get you really quick. You know what I mean? So
I love it.
Section for that. So it's gonna be dope. Not to mention just what I'm doing in my DJ set alone. Everything is always centered around the music and around the DJ. So
yeah,
it's already a dope vibe. But like I said, my set, I'm always trying to elevate it, from the last one. So like this one, you're gonna see like choreographed dancers popping in, doing their thing. I've got official Genzai. She's actually working with us.
Love it. Choreographer.
Yeah,
yep. We love Genzai. Big shout out.
Yep. So she's doing her thing. I'm working with her. We have my dog Ashton, Sunflower King. He's coming in. He's gonna be doing
the saxophone,
DJ sax combo, and then I'm gonna have a live performance from my dog. I don't know if you know who It's Young is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's
gonna
teach me how to Dougie. So
you have the list.
Yeah. It's coming.
Going
it's only getting
crazy.
It's only getting bigger. We're looking for more vendors. We're looking for more partners. So we're looking to incorporate, like I said,
definitely stick around. I do want you to do like a quick shameless plug for YouTube's, Instagram. How do people get a hold of you? How do they book you? But I also would love for you to just leave us with like your best tip, trick. And it could be in, just being an entrepreneur, just life in general, like something that you hold near and dear to your heart that maybe you wake up every morning and it's your mantra or whatever that might be.
It's dope. You want me to start with the
whatever you want? Because if you need time to think, I know all the tags are.
I know. I got some I can say, but for sure, it would be for sure. My mantra is outwork everyone. Outwork everyone. outwork every single person.
I love it.
And so like me, for sure, my goal as soon as I wake up out of bed, it's like my mind is going
Yeah.
1,000,000 miles an hour to where it's like I can't. As soon as my eyes open, I can't even go back to sleep because my brain is just it's on that level.
Yeah.
It's like here we go. Let's
go.
Today, it's time to outwork every single person here. You know what I mean? And that's the one thing. But the one other thing is I would say is, become a leader, and the way you become a leader is you got to be willing to do all the shit that everyone else
doesn't want to do.
Everyone isn't willing to go do.
Yep.
So once you can do that, you're looked at differently. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So if you really want to create a name for yourself and create and have people looking at you differently, is you got to do all the shit that everyone else isn't willing to go do. And it's once you do that, that's when people are going to start looking at you like, okay, he's different. That person, she's different.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that's the one way to really like set yourself aside, make a name for yourself, and then really get looked at as an influence, a leader, a person of somebody to look up to.
I can do nothing but agree with you, because I feel like every true CEO, to be a boss, you have to understand all facets of the business. So yeah, you're going to have to clean the toilets. You're going to have to don't walk over that piece of trash. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know who's in the building, and you also never know who's watching you.
Yep.
So you never know who's around and who they might know. And they'd be like, oh, you know, I seen this one DJ and this is what he did. And next thing you know, you on tour.
And that's all it takes. That's literally all it takes. Because a lot of my referrals have came in like that. So
yeah. So shameless plug. We got Crowd Control.
Yep.
That's on YouTube.
Yep.
Well,
Crowd Control isn't on YouTube yet. We haven't. So
how are we streaming that?
It's straight through Twitch.
Copy.
Twitch.
Okay.
So it's right through Twitch, but we're gonna figure out ways to get, because the thing is we're dealing with copyright issues with music.
With the music.
Yeah. So you got to figure out a way to get it on there. So from what I'm hearing, as long as you don't monetize it, you can put it on there. So
okay.
The main thing is right now we're gonna have clips, we're gonna have recaps. This next one isn't gonna be so highly focused on the streaming. Just because we're outside more. It's a little harder to stream when you're outside.
Yeah.
This is going to be focused more on the good time and the recap.
The experience itself.
Exactly,
Yeah.
the recap itself. But we are going to have some dope recaps. Like there's going to be hella recaps, hella dope clips. And then you're going to see more just coming from me on YouTube. Because a lot of people are asking me, like, where can we find, like, do you have anything on YouTube? Can I see your mixes? I'm going to make something to where we have some specifically. You can find a DJ MixedKid mix, throw it on at the crib, and then you can hear me at your house.
I love it. So that's DJ Mixkid.
Yep.
On every platform.
Yep. It's DJ Mixkid at DJ Mixkid.
I love it. Yep. Make sure you hang out, because we do have the top streamer in AZ. Literally is about to walk through the door. Nice. He's at the door waiting on us right now. Nice. And then also Fleek is an amazing producer, director, event management, all of that. So
it's crazy. We go back a little bit.
I know he told me.
He helped me take pictures for my first Airbnb. It's crazy.
He is an entrepreneur.
Everything's full circle.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you already know, here at SongLab Live, we are advocates for education, collaboration, and elevation. And you already know me. I'm Nique The N Voice. I'm not one to gossip. So if you heard it from me, you know it's the truth. Thank you. Oh, we about to